Dealing with mice in your home may be frustrating and unsettling. These tiny intruders not only cause messes and damage, but also pose health risks by spreading diseases and contaminating food. If you're looking for safe, effective ways to say goodbye to mice for good without resorting to harsh chemicals or dangerous traps, you're in the right place. Natural methods may be incredibly effective in not only driving mice away, but also ensuring they don't return. From peppermint oil to proper food storage, and even using items like steel wool to block their paths, there are plenty of humane and environmentally friendly ways to handle a mouse problem. In today's video, we talked about 11 ways to get rid of mice forever. Also, keep watching till the end of the video to find out the potential reasons why mice are dangerous for your home. Now let's get started. 1. Peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is a highly effective natural method for deterring mice due to its intense aroma, which overwhelms the sensitive olfactory senses of mice. Mice rely heavily on their sense of smell to locate food sources, detect danger, and navigate their environment. The potent smell of peppermint oil interferes with these senses and creates an inhospitable environment for them, making it an unpleasant area for mice to linger or enter. To use peppermint oil against mice, you need to target areas where mice are likely to enter your home or have been noticed. Common entry points include gaps in doors, holes around pipes, or any small openings around the foundation of your house. The process involves soaking cotton balls in peppermint oil and placing them strategically around these areas. It's important to use enough oil to keep the scent strong, as its effectiveness relies heavily on the intensity of the smell. The cotton balls should be replaced regularly, every few weeks, or as soon as you notice the smell fading. This is because peppermint oil is volatile and tends to evaporate quickly, reducing its repellent effect over time. For ongoing issues or larger areas, using a diffuser to continuously disperse the oil may maintain a constant barrier against mice. 2. Steel wool and caulk. Steel wool and caulk are practical materials used to prevent mice from entering homes, essentially by sealing off their potential entry points. Mice may squeeze through incredibly small openings, holes as small as a dime. They often enter homes through gaps around utility lines, openings in foundations, or spaces around doors and windows. The texture of steel wool makes it difficult for mice to chew through. This is critical because mice have strong, sharp teeth capable of gnawing through materials like wood and plastic, but the metal fibers in steel wool are too harsh and damaging for their teeth. To utilize steel wool and caulk effectively, first inspect your home thoroughly for any holes or gaps where mice may enter. Pay special attention to the lower levels of the house, as these are more accessible and closer to the ground. Once these gaps are identified, stuff them with steel wool. The steel wool acts as a barrier that mice cannot chew through. Following this, apply a layer of caulk over and around the steel wool. Caulking seals the gaps completely, ensuring that no small spaces are left for mice to squeeze through. It also helps to secure the steel wool in place. 3. Ultrasonic devices. Ultrasonic devices are a modern method for deterring mice using high-frequency sound waves that are inaudible to humans and most pets, but highly uncomfortable to mice. These sound waves create an auditory environment that is intolerable to mice because of their acute hearing, which is crucial for their survival. Mice depend on their hearing to detect predators and communicate with each other, so the ultrasonic noise disrupts these activities and creates a hostile living condition for them. The principle behind ultrasonic devices is simple. The device emits a sound at a frequency that is typically between 20,000 and 50,000 hertz. Humans may only hear up to about 20,000 hertz, so the noise does not bother them, but it is very disruptive to mice. The constant bombardment of ultrasonic sound waves may affect the rodents' nervous systems, potentially causing confusion, disorientation, and fear, which makes the affected area inhospitable to them. To use ultrasonic devices effectively, it's important to place them in areas where mice are likely to be active or enter, such as in basements, attics, garages, and near entry points to the home. The devices should be placed at floor level, as mice rarely travel on open, high surfaces. Coverage area is critical. Each device has a range limit, and physical obstructions like furniture and walls may block or reduce the sound wave's reach, so multiple units might be needed to cover a larger area or multiple rooms. 4. Proper food storage. Proper food storage is crucial in deterring mice because these rodents are primarily attracted to homes as sources of food. Mice have a keen sense of smell and may detect food items from a considerable distance. By securely storing food in airtight containers, you eliminate the scents that might attract mice into your home. This method fundamentally cuts off the supply that draws mice inside, making your living space less appealing to them. When you store food properly in containers made of glass, thick plastic, or metal with tight-fitting lids, it becomes inaccessible to mice. These materials are impervious to the gnawing and chewing behaviors of mice, which they often use to access food. Without access to food, mice cannot survive and reproduce, which naturally reduces their population over time or encourages them to move elsewhere where food is more readily available. To implement effective food storage as a strategy to deter mice, make sure all pantry items, particularly grains, seeds, nuts, pet food, and other dry goods, are transferred from their original packaging to secure containers immediately after you bring them home. Don't forget to clean up food residues from countertops, dining tables, and floors regularly. Also ensure that garbage cans have tight-fitting lids and are emptied regularly. By minimizing food exposure, you not only keep your home cleaner, but also significantly less attractive to mice. 5. Mothballs. Mothballs are commonly used to deter mice due to the presence of naphthalene or paradichlorobenzene. These chemicals produce a strong, pungent odor that is repellent to many pests, including mice. These substances are solid at room temperature and sublimate into a gas, releasing fumes that are toxic and irritating to the mucous membranes and respiratory system of rodents. Mice have an excellent sense of smell, which they rely on for finding food and avoiding danger. The intense smell of mothballs overwhelms their olfactory system, making the environment uncomfortable for them. This potent odor may discourage mice from entering treated areas seeking food or establishing nests. To use mothballs effectively as a mouse deterrent, they should be placed in areas where mice are suspected to enter or have been seen, such as in attics, basements, garages, and storage areas. It's important to remember that mothballs should be used in enclosed spaces to concentrate the fumes, which increases their effectiveness. However, due to the toxic nature of mothballs, they should be used cautiously, especially in homes with children, pets, or anyone with respiratory problems. It's also essential to follow the manufacturer's guidelines and safety warnings when using mothballs because improper use may lead to health risks for humans and animals. 6. Humane Traps. Humane traps are designed to catch mice without harming them, offering a solution for those who prefer to deal with mouse infestations without killing the animals. These traps work by enticing mice into a container or enclosure with bait, and then closing the entry point once the mouse is inside. The sudden and unfamiliar confinement, which goes against mice's natural instinct to roam freely and escape perceived threats, is the main reason why this method deters them. Mice are naturally curious, but also very cautious. They are constantly on the lookout for food, making the bait in a humane trap effective for drawing them in. However, once captured, the unusual containment and inability to escape trigger stress and fear, making the environment unfavorable. Mice detest being trapped because it restricts their movement and exposes them to potential dangers, even if those dangers are not immediate or apparent in the context of a humane trap. To effectively use humane traps, it's essential to place them along walls or near areas where mouse activity has been detected because mice typically travel along edges where they feel safer from predators. The The right bait is crucial. Peanut butter is often recommended due to its strong aroma and sticky texture, which ensures that the mouse will have to spend some time at the trap, increasing the chance of capture. After a mouse is caught, it should be released at a considerable distance from your home to prevent it from returning. This should be done in a suitable natural habitat that provides the mouse with a chance to survive and thrive away from human dwellings. Regularly check the traps, as leaving mice in them for too long may cause them distress or even death due to dehydration or starvation. 7. Cedarwood. Cedarwood is an effective natural deterrent against mice due to its strong aromatic properties, which are repulsive to rodents. The essential oils found in cedarwood emit a distinct, pungent odor that mice find extremely unpleasant. This aversion is mainly due to the sharp and intense scent overwhelming their sensitive olfactory systems, which are crucial for their survival and navigation. Mice rely heavily on their sense of smell to detect food, avoid predators, and identify their surroundings. When confronted with the overpowering smell of cedarwood, their natural instinct is to avoid the area as it disrupts their sensory perception, making it an inhospitable environment. To use cedarwood to keep mice away, you may employ several methods. Placing cedar blocks, chips, or balls in areas where mice are likely to enter or have been noticed works well, such as in closets, drawers, pantries, or attics. The wood's natural oils are slowly released over time, continually sending out a scent that repels mice. Another method is using cedarwood oil in a diffuser to spread the scent throughout a room or area that is prone to mouse activity. It's important to maintain the efficacy of the cedarwood by replacing it periodically. Over time, the scent diminishes, reducing its repelling effectiveness. For cedar blocks or chips, a light sanding may help refresh the surface and release more of the aromatic oils. If using cedar oil, replenish the diffuser as needed to ensure the area remains saturated with the scent. 8. Good sanitation practices. Good sanitation practices may play a crucial role in deterring mice by removing the essential resources they need to survive, such as food, water, and shelter. Mice are attracted to environments where they may easily access these necessities. By maintaining cleanliness and reducing clutter, you significantly lower the chances of a mouse infestation. Mice have a keen sense of smell and are constantly searching for food. Leaving food crumbs, spills, or unsecured food containers easily accessible provides a perfect food source for them. Ensuring that food is stored properly in sealed containers and cleaning up food spills immediately removes the attractants that draw mice into your home. In addition to food, mice also look for safe, undisturbed areas to nest and breed. Cluttered environments such as piles of clothes, boxes, or other household items provide ideal nesting sites. By decluttering your home and ensuring that storage areas are tidy and organized, you reduce the potential shelter options for mice, making your home less appealing. Regularly taking out the garbage and ensuring that bins are sealed prevents mice from accessing food waste. It's also important to fix any leaking pipes or faucets because water sources may also attract mice. 9. Onion. Onions are an effective natural remedy for deterring mice due to their potent smell, which is repulsive to these rodents. The strong, pungent odor of onions irritates the sensitive olfactory cells in a mouse's nose, overwhelming their sense of smell, which is critical for their survival. Mice rely on their ability to smell for detecting food, avoiding predators, and navigating their environment. When confronted with the intense scent of onions, their natural instinct is to avoid the area because it disrupts their sensory navigation. To use onions to keep mice away, you may place slices or halves of fresh onions in areas where mice are likely to enter your home or where you have noticed mouse activity, such as in basements, garages, sheds, or near potential entry points. The effectiveness of onions comes from their fresh, strong odor, so it's important to replace the onions regularly as they begin to dry out and their odor weakens, usually every other day or so. 10. Landscaping maintenance. Landscaping maintenance is a critical and effective strategy for deterring mice by removing the environmental conditions that attract them to your home in the first place. Mice seek shelter in overgrown vegetation, piles of debris and dense shrubs, which provide them with cover from predators and harsh weather conditions. Additionally, such areas often harbor insects and other small creatures that mice prey on. By eliminating these protective habitats close to your home, you make the surrounding area less inviting to mice. Proper landscaping involves regularly mowing lawns, trimming back bushes and trees, removing dead plants and weeds, and clearing away piles of leaves or other organic matter where mice might nest. It's particularly important to cut back any tree branches or shrubbery that touch your house, as mice may use these as pathways to climb onto your home and find entry points, often through the roof or upper levels of the structure. Another aspect of landscaping maintenance that helps deter mice is managing compost bins and wood piles, which should be kept organized and at a reasonable distance from your house. These are potential hotspots for mice if not properly maintained because they provide both shelter and food sources. 11. Aluminum foil. Aluminum foil is an effective tool for deterring mice, primarily because of its texture and the noise it creates when disturbed. Mice have sensitive whiskers and do not like walking on or chewing through materials that create uncomfortable sensations or sounds. The crinkly, sharp nature of aluminum foil makes it unappealing for mice to touch or bite. When they encounter aluminum foil, the unfamiliar noise and texture may scare them away as it disrupts their comfort and signals a potential threat. To use aluminum foil against mice, identify the entry points or areas where mice are likely to enter or have been seen. This could include gaps around pipes, holes in exterior walls, or spaces under doors. Once these areas are identified, fill them with crumpled aluminum foil. Make sure to pack the foil tightly into the holes or gaps. The foil should be pushed deep into the openings so that mice cannot easily pull it out or find a way around it. The effectiveness of aluminum foil is enhanced when it's used to block smaller openings where more traditional materials like steel wool or caulk may not be suitable. Aluminum foil may be particularly useful in areas that are difficult to seal with more rigid materials. Now let's discuss why are mice dangerous. Mice may be dangerous for several reasons, primarily due to health risks and property damage. 1. Disease transmission. Mice are known carriers of various diseases, which may be transmitted to humans through their droppings, urine, saliva, and nesting materials. Some of the serious diseases associated with mice include hantavirus, leptospirosis, salmonellosis, and listeria. These diseases may spread through direct contact with mice or their waste, or through food and surfaces contaminated with these elements. 2. Allergens. The presence of mice in a home may also lead to allergic reactions and asthma in some individuals. Mouse droppings, dander, and hair may become airborne, and when inhaled, may trigger respiratory problems and allergic symptoms. 3. Parasites. Mice may carry fleas, ticks, and mites, which may also transfer diseases to humans and pets. 4. Property damage. Mice have strong, sharp teeth that they use to gnaw on various materials. They may cause significant damage to furniture, clothes, and even structural components of buildings by chewing through wood and electrical wiring. This not only leads to costly repairs, but may also create fire hazards if electrical wires are exposed or damaged. 5. Food contamination. Mice are notorious for raiding food supplies. They contaminate food with their droppings, urine, and fur. This contamination may lead to food poisoning and spoilage, posing health risks to humans. Because of these dangers, it's important to manage and eliminate mouse infestations promptly and effectively using a combination of cleanliness, food storage practices, and exclusion techniques to keep them out of living spaces. By using these natural methods, you may safely and effectively rid your home of mice and prevent future infestations. Combining several methods will enhance your efforts, ensuring your home remains mouse-free. What you found out in today's video is all the ways to get rid of mice forever. But as we know, our daily diets play a crucial role in maintaining our overall health. If you are looking for more food-related videos, here's one we recommend you check out. Watch 50 foods you must avoid if you want to lose weight. Or watch the 12 healthiest foods you should eat every morning. Watch one or better, both. Is there any other way to get rid of mice? Let us know in the comments section.